Hello and welcome to Remy Does It. We're here again with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the fractional reserve banking system. Now, I already recorded this video once and I completely deleted it and decided to record it again because I was using this mic here, which is not bad. It's not great. But the thing is, it made it sound like my video was an ASMR video. I was trying to drink and every sip I took sounded like an ASMR video, and that's not what I'm going for. So I didn't want to serenade y'all with my sips. Also, you might have noticed my screen is it's slightly lopsided, and the reason why is because I have a very big. Why are you beeping me, dude? Why are you yelling? Can't even afford to pay me with your broke ass. You over here talking about some beeps? Get out of here, bro. Give me another drink while you at it. I'm running low. Ugly ass boy. You might have noticed my screen is a little lopsided, and the reason why is because my phone is a little big. I think that's the reason, and it kind of makes the weight shift to one end of this stand here, and I can't do much about it right now. It's not that dramatic for me, so I'm just gonna deal with it for the time being and focus on it on another time. Now, we'll get into the video. Now let's jump into fractional reserve banking. From my own words, my best definition I can give that will be easy to understand is essentially the banks are able to loan out money based on only a fraction of what they have. The ratio we have now is a 10%. So that means that the bank only needs to hold 10% of the total money that they loan out. And also, in other words, that means is for every $1 that you deposit into the bank has the ability to loan out $9. I would argue that the vast majority of people have completely no idea about how the banking system really works. They might think that they have an idea, but in reality they don't. And I believe if you understand how it works, you can use it for your benefit. But if you don't know how it works, then you're going to suffer. Naturally, just by having the proper education on how it works, even if you don't know the very minute details and the inner workings of every single thing, if you have a general grasp of the idea of the banking system, you can still use it to your advantage. And an example is myself. I was not always financially intelligent. In fact, I'm not even going to call myself financially intelligent because I don't believe I'm ever done learning. I try to learn a little bit more every single day. So I'm not even going to say I'm financially intelligent. I'm learning financial intelligence. But for my own personal life, I had plenty of mistakes that I had to learn the hard way. I had plenty of mistakes that I made financially that even today, I still have to unfortunately pay for. While that in effect is a bad thing, it's a very beautiful thing to finally have the clarity and understanding of where I actually went wrong and understand the system in a much better way now today, where I know and I have 100% confidence that my situation is going to completely change in my future. I hope I can do the same for somebody watching this video today. Like I mentioned, you can use it to your advantage if you understand it. If you don't understand it, you're going to continue to be a sucker to the system. I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever borrowed money from the bank? That could be an auto loan, that could be a mortgage, whatever it is. Have you ever swiped a credit card? If you said yes to that question, then you are wrong. The reason why I'm saying you are wrong is because you cannot borrow something that does not belong to someone else. You also cannot borrow something that does not exist. That money that you are borrowing is created out of thin air. It did not exist before you did that because money is debt. Money is created when debt is created. You did not borrow the money. You had the money created for you. There's a term that's called usury. This is my personal definition from my own brain. I'm not looking this up, so this might not be word for word. But usury, in my own terms, the way I could describe it in a way that would be easy to understand. It is when you loan out money to someone else and you charge them an excessive amount of interest for that money. You charge them an amount of interest that is not justified. The ultimate form of usury is charging somebody an excessive amount of interest for something that did not even exist before they went to borrow it. Really think about that. Every single time you go to the bank and you get a loan, every single time you swipe your credit card, you're being charged interest that's maybe 19, 20, 25%. That money did not exist before you did that. And that is something that many people don't understand. Most people, they have this illusion in their head they are borrowing money from the bank. They are in debt to the bank because they borrowed something that the bank owned. That's not the reality. The reality is that money was just created thin air. I talked about this in a previous video about the Federal Reserve, how the Federal Reserve creates money out of thin air. The Federal Reserve is just the starting place. It goes far beyond the Federal Reserve. And it also goes far beyond our banks in our country. That also is going to be another video though, because that is way deeper than what I'm trying to go right now. But it does not end with the Federal Reserve. It starts with the Federal Reserve, and it also continues when you go to your bank and you borrow any form of money, credit card, auto loan, personal loan, whatever it is. It also happens with student loans. Student loans is the number one asset for the U.S. government. The U.S. government, if I'm correct, I think is about $1.2 trillion, but I could look that number up. And this is all part of the fractional reserve banking system. It's all part of the system that creates money out of thin air. The reason I'm telling you this is because if you want to be financially free, you want to achieve a certain level of success, have a certain amount of money in your life, whatever it is that your goal is, if you don't understand money, it's going to be very hard for you to make money. If you understand how our banking system works, you can use it to your advantage. And I'm also going to give you an example of that now. I'm going to give you a little scenario to tie all this together, but keep in mind, I haven't actually done this yet. It's kind of a theory. But when I explain it to you, it will make perfect sense of why I'm saying this. If you started a business, and let's say you needed $30,000 to finance that business, you could go to a bank and then ask for 30 grand and then cross your fingers and hope that maybe you get it, maybe you won't get it. Who knows? You don't really know. But that's what a lot of people do. They go to a bank and they kind of hope. If you understand the fractional reserve banking system that we have, there are things you can do to increase your chances of getting what you want. What I would do, I would take 10 grand and I'll take you to a small bank, a small locally owned bank, not Bank of America, not Chase, not a major, a small locally owned bank. I'll take that 10 grand and tell them, hi, I want to open up a new account and I'm going to deposit this $10,000 into a certificate. And also, when I do that, after I do that, I want to request a loan for $30,000 for my business. Other people that are not financially intelligent might look at that and think that's a very stupid idea. Why would the bank give you $30,000 when you're depositing 10? But a person that is learning financial intelligence will know that $10,000 is $10,000 to you, but to the bank, that is $100,000 because they're going to loan out $90,000 on that $10,000. You're giving the bank $100 and you're asking for $30. And they still have another 60 to loan out. They still have 60 grand they can loan out to other people and make money off that interest. When you think of it from that perspective, it makes a lot more sense. And your chances of actually getting that loan are probably much higher than you just go to a bank and just ask for $30,000. So I hope you can get something out of this video. If you felt like you did, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more, please hit the subscribe button. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. Goodbye.